Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're finally going to dive into the long-awaited final chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen. It's been a couple of weeks since its release, so I've had some time to sit with it, and now I'm ready to share my thoughts. If you haven't read it yet, please do. In any case, there will be major spoilers ahead, so proceed with caution. Anyway, let's jump right in. First, let's start with a quick recap of the final chapter. We see how the mission that Itadori and the team were working on finally wraps up. We find out that the main perpetrator of this whole curse was just some simp who was simping over the lady with the boyfriend. And we get a quick flashback of Itadori and Gojo, and through this flashback we find out that Itadori is really trying to honor Gojo's legacy by becoming the kind of mentor that Gojo was, trying to be more understanding of other people's situation and giving them another chance. In the end, most characters get their happy ending. The final page is just them showing Sukuna's final finger that's, hidden away. The chapter was clearly trying to tie everything together, but for me, it just didn't really hit the mark. Which leads me to my next point. Honestly, I found the ending rushed and disappointing. After all the build-up throughout the series, the final chapter didn't feel like a true conclusion. It felt like it was just trying to wrap everything up as quickly as possible. There was so much potential left unexplored, leaving the ending incomplete. To be honest, I think I would have preferred seeing Itadori as the only survivor. Seeing how they brought back Nobara just like that, out of nowhere, it just felt like a big cop-out, almost like they couldn't fully commit to the stakes they built up. The only way I see this ending working is if it really was just the end of part 1. Just like how the ending of Chainsaw Man, I remember reading that ending and it just didn't really feel like an ending. But then again, that was the ending of part 1. But with Jujutsu Kaisen, it just seems like there is no part 2 on the horizon, and this really seems like the end. One of the biggest missed opportunities, in my opinion, was how Gojo's arc was handled. Gojo has been such a pivotal character throughout the series, and yet his storyline fell sidelined toward the end. His death really didn't hit as hard as it should have, and instead of feeling emotional closure, it left me with more questions. Looking back, I honestly was more impacted by Choso's death than Gojo's death, in my opinion. Choso's death really hit me hard. It reminded me a lot of Ace's death from One Piece. And then there's Sukuna. Throughout the series, he's been this menacing, complex villain, but his ending felt so abrupt. The dynamic between him and Itadori, which has been central from the start, didn't get the attention it deserved. It felt rushed. Once again, like they were just trying to tie everything up as quickly as possible. In all honesty, Gege really left so many questions unanswered. We never got to see the full potential of Itadori's domain expansion, or even got an explanation. And the whole plot line about his parents went nowhere. It was brought up like once or twice in the whole series, and then it just went nowhere again. It just didn't feel like a proper ending. At least with My Hero Academia, I was satisfied for the most part. I felt like with My Hero Academia, every character got their own closure. But with Jujutsu Kaisen, it just left me disappointed and incomplete. And it could have been great, but it was just rushed, and I still don't understand why. Earlier this year, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't Gege say that it would end in December? So I don't know what changed. Maybe it's like how some people were saying, maybe they just wanted to move on to the next series. I don't know. But like many fans, I was hoping that the ending would have been good, or at the very least, been as good as the My Hero Academia ending. Jujutsu Kaisen has been an insane ride from the start, filled with so many plot twists, intense battles, and deep character development. But with this final chapter, I was left feeling underwhelmed. I think it lacked the closure a story of this magnitude deserved. Still, this series will always hold a special place for me. As a matter of fact, this was the first manga I physically bought back in 2020. In the end, while I'll always appreciate what Jujutsu Kaisen has brought us, this final chapter just didn't hit the way I hoped it would. It wasn't the epic conclusion the series deserved, but of course, I know not everyone will feel the same way. So I want to know, what do you guys think? Did the ending meet your expectations, or were you left wanting more like I was? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more anime and manga content, and I'll see you in the next video.